Hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. I'm just finishing up some few second things before I get started with the video. A lot of stuff goes on to this whole project before it actually comes out, so it's always kind of interesting. On little pieces that I like to finish before I get started, or I do in the middle. Like I'm doing the title for YouTube right now, since I got a few seconds. There's only a few things I need to change, so I do those pretty quickly. Yes. And we are okay, ready to go on that part. So when we go put everything up on YouTube, we can easily change it. It's very easy. Done. We are professionals. When I say we, I'm talking about me and the mouse in my pocket because, we keep using we. It would be intelligent for me to, I don't know, doing something smart. All right. What's going on? All right. The news. Well, let's talk about this title. Okay. So I'm hanging out today. I got out of work. It's a 3-day weekend for me. It's great. So I'm just chilling tomorrow. Well, I'm not really chilling like my interview, but I'm just keeping it low key, keeping it very low key, very LPJ, very low key. And if you don't know, I live in Fort Lauderdale. So I was downtown doing some work for work, and I got out of work and I said, hey, I know there's a new comic book store that's downtown. I should go over there and check it out. Because, I love comic books. If you haven't figured that out, I love comic books. I'm a big fan of comic books of any sort, since, the sad part is within my arm span, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably 24 comic books and 3 graphic novels. That's within like my arm's reach. If I stretch a little further, I can add another 150. That's how retarded it is. That's how much I love comics. My room is surrounded, and this is not just a room, it's my office. There's one bookshelf here, and there's a lot of bookshelves here, and I got to put something in the middle. That's another problem. I got shelves over here that you open, but I got to do something here. Don't look at that one. Don't look at that shelf. That's not the shelf. So I have comics all around me. So I love going to comic book stores. So there's a new store that opened here in Fort Lauderdale called Lauderdale Comics. And I've been wanting to go for a while, and they really talked up this place. I've heard people describe it, and this is people like online. They say it's got its own cafe there and all this, and I'm like, cafe? I don't know anybody who has a cafe and a comic book store. And I thought to myself, at least locally, I couldn't think of any off the top of my head. But I know there's some places like in Orlando. See, right now, I'm bringing up Google MapQuest. Did I say Google MapQuest? That's funny. I'm going Google Maps to look in Orlando because there's a comic book store that's near Full Sail. I can't think of its name right now. I want to talk about it because this place has, not only does it have which I think is amazing. I think this is a Winter Park, a comic book shop. Yeah, that looks like it. It's Full Sail. Yeah. Comic book shop. It's it's about 2,000 square foot. First part comic store is very long and narrow. It's, it's about maybe 20 feet across, but it's really long. It's deep, a little deep. And what I thought this place was very, very cool. I'm not going to talk about them, a comic shop. What I thought was very, very cool, I walked in the shop. I'm like, it's a nice little shop. I've never seen it before. And once in a while, when I go to Orlando, I like to see new places and check it out. So I found this place. And this place, nice place, cool place. And what made it even cooler, you walk in the hallway, there's a door. In the door, boom, you walk into another bigger room, which is probably about 1,500 square feet, is the actual, where you can eat. They have a bar, they have board games, it's a game night. And I'm like, holy cow, this is awesome. And if you know anything about Full Sail, I put them in the notes too. Full Sail is the most awesomest, incredible, yes, I know it's not English, but I don't care. Most awesomest, incredible university you can go to if you're going to do 3D animation or computer graphics. It costs a lot of money, but the guys at Full Sail are all top notch. So it's amazing. You can see some amazing stuff. I know that I've not been to Full Sail, but I was nice enough to have been to the tour of Full Sail. And let me tell you, and I took this tour, was it a year or so ago? Maybe 2 years ago? Maybe 2, 3 years ago. Not that long ago. Man, it was impressive. I knew the place was impressive, but I didn't know how impressive it really was. I mean, it's holy cow. So, yeah, Full Sail is amazing. And it's, one of the few schools that I say I would go back to school for, but the pay to go there is so expensive, it's not even funny. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. But the comment I keep hearing from all the people I know who are in the video game business or in the like music business and TV. If you go to Full Sail, you're basically going to be the guys running places, because the education you get at Full Sail is so top notch. It's just ridiculous. And, you know, I went on their tour, and look, I have been involved in graphic design and comic books and stuff like for, you know, 25 years. So I'm not easily surprised when like people say, "Oh, I got the best thing going." I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I took the tour of Full Sail. Did the whole, like, I think it was like an hour tour. I can't remember. Full Sail is amazing. Holy cow. You should if you're in college or going back to get your master's, you should definitely jump on there. Full Sail was amazing. God, it was amazing. I've never seen a university so impressive, so well put together. It was ridiculous. So if you can, check out Full Sail. Also check out the next door comic shop. As always, the notes below will have all the stuff when I put it up here later, so you can see it. But yeah, Full Sail is amazing. So the comic shop. So Lauderdale Comics. Go to this place. Well, first, it's where it's located. It's on US 1, which is a very busy road in Fort Lauderdale, and it's like a main stretch. Like you can drive from the airport all the way to downtown Fort Lauderdale on this, and it's like one of the main thoroughways to get to Fort Lauderdale. So there's no street parking. So parking's in the back, okay? So I was like, okay, park in the back. No big deal. Turn the corner, go around back, go back to park. All right. It's the back of the building. It's a typical back. And behind it, there's like no like designated spots. On one wall, on this wall over here, it said parking for the costume place that was right next door. And then it said parking for Lauderdale Comics right here. And I'm like, okay, let me check it out. This could be a cool place. Now, I open the door, and I'm telling you, without a doubt, and I'm not even embellishing this at all, I have never been into a more attractive, more beautiful looking, more like very modern, and I use the word modern as in like very modern looking store. It was amazing. This store looked amazing. I mean, it was like the comics were on these racks that they looked very expensive, and they're like, holy cow, and everything was bright and shiny and new, and nothing looked old. And we're talking this place about 12,000 square feet. And I mean, it looked like they renovated this place out, and I knew they took a long time developing it, because the thing was supposed to open up way back in October last year, and it hadn't. So, you know, it finally got open. So I'm like, I was expecting this thing to be amazing. And holy cow, was it amazing. It's like, wow, this is the coolest looking store I've ever seen. And visually, it had beautiful stuff, and it was amazing. And, you know, so back to 2,000 square feet, so not a big place to walk around, but, you know, it's a good-sized store. And they had all the new books on the right-hand side, and in the middle, they had this section of toys, and some of the toys are really just typical stuff you've seen before. But then they had those Japanese Star Wars toys. If you go to our Pinterest, and I got to put Pinterest on here, damn it. If you go to our Pinterest account, you'll see there's somebody did this. I don't even know what company. I just saw it was just amazing. They did these Japanese version of Darth Vader, like in samurai armor, like that, Boba Fett, and the Stormtroopers, and it's all this cool. And the Red Guard, I can't think of the name now, from Return of the Jedi. All in this Japanese style, and it's just beautiful. I mean, these toys are, they're beautiful, like this tall, and they're beautiful. And then they're like $99, and I'm like, wow, that looked really cool. So I saw the price, and I'm like, well, these are beautiful. I mean, just beautiful stuff. And then you walk around the rest of the store. Scott, I don't know. I don't even know who makes them. Scott, I don't know. I wish I could tell you. So I walk around the store, go on the other side, blah blah blah. They got some more comics, and they also in the, when you walk in the back on the right hand side, the front of the door, they had children's comics. Okay, I thought that was impressive. All right, very nice. Go around, corner, like I said, go around thing, blah blah blah. They even have a section for role playing. And yes, since I see Eric Mono was watching, they had Pathfinder and they had an advanced player's guide there. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. All right, not a big section, but it was there. It was fine. And there are two people working there. A young girl who I'd seen in comic stores before. I've seen her over at Tate's before, so I knew she was on site. I don't know if she recognized me. And the guy who I guess was also running it didn't really talk much, but he was there too. So I was like, yes, we will do it live. Yes. So, they're there, and it's nice. It's a very nice location. It's kind of cool. So, and I'm just looking at it, and in my head, like a decent, hey, Mike, what's going on? Like a decent guy, I'm going through and doing the math, figuring out how much everything costs. I'm looking at fixtures, I'm looking at stuff, and I'm like, so I come up with a number in my head. Boom. And then I go and do some basic math because I've had the pleasure of working for comic book stores, and I know how much you need to make per square foot and what makes a good comic book store. Now, this was literally the best looking store I've ever been into. I mean, it was modern. Look, I've been to Midtown Comics in New York. This place is nicer looking than that place. Tate's, which is my favorite store, it was nicer looking than Tate's. I mean, Tate's has got a lot of stuff in it, but this was just like clean, slick. You know, this would be, I don't think there's an analogy I get that's going to be right. But this is like the cleanest, slickest looking comic book store I've ever been into. And I'm looking it over and I'm like, wow, man, this looks awesome. This is a really great store. And I'm looking it over and the first thing that pops in my mind is like, these guys are going to be out of business within 6, maybe 7 months tops. The reason being, you know, okay, I don't know. I know what kind of happened in the store. I can kind of tell just by looking. Some guys, because comic books, all right, South Florida has an overabundance of comic book stores for a city this size. You know, within where I live, I can think of, let me just go on a list of just, and I'm telling you, we're talking within, I'll go to 11 miles. I know because I know the ones that 11 miles out. Let me tell you how many comic stores that I can think off the top of my head. And I'm not going to write these all because it's going to drive me crazy in the prompts. There's PPF, Past, Present, Future, and Davy. I'm include game stores too, because it makes it easier. PPF, Cool Stuff, Adventure Games, Tate. The other PPF, yes, PPF has a store like literally within half a mile of Tate's. It's quite interesting. Corca, Hope's Comics. Did I miss anything else? Oh, yeah, that's right. The new store opened up. Okay. That is 8 stores within 10 miles from my house where I live. Well, okay, let's say it's 12 miles. No, okay, let's say 15 miles. From all the way from, I guess, from what? Hope's all the way to PPF past Tate's, that's 15 miles. There are 8 stores within 15 miles? 8. Dude, I live in South Florida. Okay? 8 stores, 15 miles. That's how overpacked it is in South Florida. And that's just, and I'm talking, this is really, I'm talking about maybe 5 little cities inside of Fort Lauderdale. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay? You know, if you've ever been to New York City and you've ever been to, anybody from New York City, you've been to comic stores there, you know, there's like, you know, you can get several blocks, well, New York blocks with different stores on them. So, but they're not like, we're talking about, it'd be like the equivalent of having a store in every other block in New York, and that doesn't happen. It's like, no way, you go out of business. And yeah, it's just there's so many stores in South Florida. South Florida is such a weird combination of stores, and you know, I'm talking, you know, talking only 15 miles. That's it, 15 miles. I can go to 8 different stores that relate to either comics or gaming. That's insane. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I forgot to include Tate Satellite. 9 stores within 15 miles. So, you know, we have an overabundance problem. So this place is another one. It's a little further out. There's more downtown. And just looking at it, it's like, man, it's an awesome store, but their location absolutely sucks. I mean, it is like this pure garbage. And it's like, guys, you know, and this is something that always blows my mind with retail. And because look, I don't want retailers to fail. I love comic books. I love role playing. That's why I do these videos. I explain it. I talk about it because I love it. I love it. That being said, why in the flipping world would you not find a place where you can get a lot of parking where people can park their cars to come to your store? You want people to buy stuff, right? You know, the back alley thing is not, it's cool kind of some places, but not real places. I mean, you could probably, I mean, I'm not joking when I say this, they could probably get 2, maybe 2 cars and a motorcycle back there before it's maxed out. 2 cars, boom, boom, that's it, and a motorcycle on this side. That's it. That is how much space they have. So I was just like, that's just ridiculous. And it's like where they're located isn't like one of the best areas of town. It's not a bad area of town, but it's not a great area of town. It's not. It's just not. You know, it's not the best area of town. So I can't figure out why they thought it was a good idea to put it right there. Speakeasy Games, we do shanty. Oh, I like shanty. I'm a big fan of shanty. Thank you. So it's just like, it's just amazing to me that they spent all this money. Because I mean, look, I know you can get a store up and running for comics if you, I mean, what? All right, the gaming satellite where I used to work at Tate's. Now I got to put that in there because I didn't want to talk about Tate's in here. I guess put it in there. Let's keep talking about it. Tate's Comics, of course, has Tate that keep talking about on this show a lot. Tate's is an award-winning store. It's got a Spirit of Retailer award. It's a top-notch store. One of the best on the planet. That kind of level store. It's amazing. But they also have a game store. Now, when Tate opened up the game store, I happened to help him out because he's like, hey, I know you know games. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll help you out. So Tate started his game store in a 500 square foot location. It literally was a box. I mean, it was 25 feet by 20 feet. And people used to laugh. It was 25 feet by 20 feet, while the walls were about 40 feet high. They kept calling it the silo, which everyone was like, ha, ha, the silo, that's funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny too. I'll tell you a story about that. So I worked there for about 18 months. And Kate asked me, hey, can you help me out with this? Because I know you know games, and I don't really know games. I was okay, man, I'll help you out. I'll get you just started, not like the adult. Because I was like the adult there for the people. I was assistant manager. There was a manager there who would work, during the day. I'd work at nights. And it was just something I was doing while I was working at Macy's at the same time. So that little store was a beast in the money department. And I think we started the store in Marchish. Yeah, I think it started in March. And by the time the first year of business, that store generated, that little 500 square foot store generated $80,000 in sales. 500 square feet. Now, people are thinking like, wow, that's not a lot of space for product. Here's where it gets even crazier. We cut the store in half. So half the store was retail product. I mean, literally 250 square feet of retail product, the register, the bathroom, in that little space. That's how small it was. On the other side, we use that for gaming tables. So I want you to think about this. 250 square feet of gaming tables, 6-foot gaming tables. Remember, it's 20 feet wide. So there's 4 feet, so you can walk around the side, and boom, tables. Just tables, as many as you get stuff in there. It's having people running games and playing and stuff like that. The first year, the place did $80,000. It was like, wow, that was a good year. I was very impressed. I mean, I was always amazed by that. And they were talking, this is 10 years ago. So put it in all perspective. This store racked up 80 grand first year. Boom. Remember, 9 months open. Wham. The second year that we were there, it made 120,000. It's like, whoa, this store is doing great. This little tiny store, 500 square foot, just knocking it out of the ballpark. And the funny part was that even though Tate's big store was next to us, people for some reason didn't know that we existed. And that was kind of disturbing. But you're like, hey, it's like, oh, you guys are here? We didn't even know you were here. But people would go into Tate saying, hey, do you sell magic? That was always a trigger. Come on over. They'd come on over, see us, and be like, oh, my God, you guys sell magic. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, for a silo. So the first year they did that. Second year they did that. The third year, this little beast made I believe it was like $250,000. Now, I don't know much about much, but I want you to remember, this place is only 500 square feet. And 250 of it was dedicated just to the actual business of games. And I mean, that place was just cha-ching, just rolling up stuff like crazy. So eventually, thank God, I think it was year 4 or 5, and I left after year 2. It was all year 1.5. I left, but I know Tate, so I was stuck with the business. So I was going on. He asked me questions. I tell him, hey, this and that, whatever. So the store moved to a larger location next to the bigger store because we were like 2 doors down initially from the big store. And now we were like 1 door down. They got this big 2,000 square foot place. Huge place. It was awesome. It's like, yeah, this is going to be great. The gaming store got there. And the gaming store just continued to make money hand over fist. And I know Tate well enough to know, but he's been offering me, goes, hey, man, why don't you get some money together and buy this? And I'm like, I'm not buying a retail store. I don't want to do that. That would be, crazy. It's like, oh, you'd love it. I'm like, I would not love it. I love talking about business, but actually running a gaming business, I think gaming store would be difficult for me. Like running a comic store would be difficult for me. It's too close. It's too close to what I love, so I don't want to spend all my time, working those numbers like that. I'd rather do what I do. I mean, I do games. It's fun. the production side's different. You know, the manufacturing side is one thing, retail's another. And I just know the business because I've been involved in it for a long time. So I'm always fascinated with that kind of stuff. That's why I keep doing these shows. So, you know, the gaming satellite, you know, based on where it is right now, probably, oh, that's right, I didn't tell you. It moved to the 2,000 square foot store. And upstairs, it's gotten bigger, and they made an upstairs where they had private gaming rooms. Yes. Kind of like what the guys at Black Diamond are doing. So that kind of, you can get that idea. So then there's a gym, like a CrossFit that was next to it. The CrossFit fell apart, and then they bought the area next to it. So now this thing's like 4,000 square feet. And like the retail section is probably 1,500 square feet. The tables for gaming is about another 2,500 square feet. And then they have stairs going up to the top level, the high level, with you some miniature stuff. That's like another 1,500 square feet. And they got the side offices to the right, that kind of stuff. And it's just, this place is immense. I mean, it's a huge, huge place. Now, remember, I've told you all this going on. You might have forgotten when I mentioned way back in the beginning, Tate has a competitor that's literally less than a mile away. It's a 2,500 square foot comic book and gaming store. Less than a mile away. I mean, how many people can say they have a competitor within a mile of where their business is? And, you know, Tate's store is quite large. Tate's store, I think at last measurements, if I remember right, it was between like, I think 10,000 to 12,000 square feet. It's a huge store. And they have an upstairs. Let me explain to you how big the store is. It's a huge store. And it's just immense. You can find anything there. If you can't find a Tate's, it doesn't exist. Side story. I'm not gonna write Hal's name. Hal Mangold came down here from the Adventure Game Store, and he went to Tate's, and he's like, hey, let's take you to a comic book store. And Hal's like, what are you talking about? We're gonna go to the comic book store. That's no big deal. They went to Tate's, and Hal's just Once you go to Tate's, it's really excellent. It is the creme of the creme of stores. It really is. I'm not trying to be cute and like, oh, no, dude. It is that kind of awesome. It is an awesome store. So he came in, you know, blew his mind, found some stuff he didn't expect to find, which is always good. You know, because that's what we do here. We like to Tate has a lot of stuff. It is an amazing store. If you haven't been to it, you should check it out. I think anybody who's serious about retailing, wants to understand what goes on about retailing, should check it out. It's just a great store just for information and that kind of stuff. So that's why I love Tate so much. Plus, Tate's a friend, and I've had the pleasure of working for him and, you know, being at the counter from a store. It gives you a really cool perspective of the whole industry. So that's where I was at. So this new store all goes back to Lauderdale Comics. They did everything right, but in the worst location possible. The store looks beautiful inside. And well, here's another problem that I noticed, and this is one of those things of they didn't. I don't think they understood this part. They merchandised it excellently. It looks like a professionally done merchandiser did the stuff. The shelves look beautiful. It's like everything's pristine and amazing. But it's one of those things. It's like, holy cow, man! They don't have enough product. You know, I can go look in a store. And I can look at the store, how much product they have on the shelves and stuff, and you can guesstimate how much the value of the actual stuff is worth. Because that's another thing. When you have a store, you should have product coming in on such a regular basis that people come in, they look, they see, it's something new. It gets them to come out, something new. And comic books have that kind of advantage of every Wednesday, product comes out, come to the store and look at it. Gaming Store has it on Friday, but it's not like the same with comics. You know, it's like every month I'm going to get a copy of Captain America. It's going to come out, it's going to be there. I'm going to be checking it out and saying, ooh, Captain America, got me. Gaming doesn't have that same appeal at trying it. I think Paizo's done a good job, but this more subscription based, and that's kind of directly to their customer. But for the retailer, there is no kind of reoccurring thing like that for them. It's a weird thing. I never quite understood that part, but I get it. It's a tough situation. It's funny. People are DMing me when I'm doing this. They know. The people that I know who know are DMing me for this. It drives me crazy. It's trying to hold like 3 different conversations. Plus, I got the YouTube video I'm shooting and Facebook and getting ready for tomorrow's thing. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah. So for Thursday, it's been a very busy day. I just think the store fundamentally is flawed. So that's the sad part because I don't want comic book stores to go under. When comic book stores go under, that's bad for business. That's always bad for business. So I always want stores to succeed. Even though South Florida is, and it's weird because Fort Lauderdale is crammed with stores, but then you get to Miami, there's like 3 or 4 stores, like an entire city of Miami. I'm talking like not just Miami proper, but like Dade County, Miami-Dade County. There's like 4 stores, and they're not that good. They're okay. I mean, it's like, it's okay, not, but but they're not as. They should be better. I mean, they should be better. You got 4 stores, no competitors. You're selling a product that people want to spend a lot of money for. Your store should be awesome. Your store should be. And look, and I know I've been spoiled at Tate's. Don't get me wrong. I've been collecting comic books long enough. I've been involved with comic books since I was. Wow. God, even when I say it, sounds crazy. Since I was 10. I would say 10, 11 is really so. 35 years. So I know what a good store should look like. I know, having worked in stores, I know. But like the stores aren't up to par. They're not at that level. There's too many people who are running them. Like part-time businesses that they don't care about. I wrote a story a long time ago. It's called. I'm gonna write this one down. I know the place has changed, but when I went there, it was horrible. It's called Sunshine role playing. Sunshine role playing. Is that what it's called? It's been such a long time. This place was in Miami, and I tell people in this story, it's funny, but it's not. It was the middle of the day. We're talking, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. That's all, early morning, Florida, bright sun. I go in this place, like half the lights were out, and the place was like dusty, and not like, oh, once over. I mean, like I could scrape my finger and be like, there's like tons of dust coming off my finger. It was like crazy. And there was one area that was like dark in the back, and I kid you not, I said this, and it sounds silly, but it's like I was afraid to go back there. And I mean, I'm a large guy. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I'm about 235. Well, back then I was like 215, but I'm a large guy. I'm not a small man. And I was like, what the hell, man? This place is dark. And look like I'm gonna get mugged back there. It's like, God forbid any women come in here. They're not gonna want to come in here. And that, that once again, women and gaming and comics, your store should be very well lit. Lots of lights. Have baskets. If you're really smart, have a group of chairs where they can sit down. That's really for the men who want to sit down because they get tired too. People forget that. Like women's shoes, shopping, boom, they have chairs. They know they're going to be men there. That's why. So same thing. Bring some chairs. Make it comfortable. In the best way. And I think this is something that most stores have not figured out. And because they're knuckleheads, I'm gonna say it, because they're knuckleheads. You need to have more women working behind the counter who know the product very well and run the business very well. Case in point, Tate's main person has been Joanne. Joanne has been there as long as I can remember, and that's been, I've been here from South Florida now, 16 years. And Joanne is a huge Fantastic Four fan, and she is also a huge anime fan. So if there's questions, you can talk to her about this. I mean, now his staff is I'd say about 50% female. And, you don't see a lot of that. That's not, most stores, it's like 90% male, 10% female. But and it's usually the girlfriend of someone working there, just something. And sometimes they're real fans, but sometimes it's just, it's just like that kind of scenario. And I was always like, are you kidding me? And it's like, she's awesome. Joanna was cool. She got me hooked on, I keep saying Samurai Champloo. No, Cowboy Bebop. Now I got to write that in there. Goddamn Cowboy Bebop. So I mean, it's a great anime. She got me hooked on it, and I was like, "This is the coolest thing ever." I need to see more of this because I didn't know. And this is when I was young and inexperienced and didn't know much about anime besides Robotech and all the stuff I saw as a kid, but not the new generation stuff. And I used new back then, not now. But still, tons and tons of stuff, tons of cool stuff. It's just you need to have a lot of materials in your store to sell. If you don't have a lot of stuff to sell, you can't sell to people. If you've got as Black Diamond says, you got to get turns out of it. You have to get a turn or two out of the stuff you sell, and it's important. And some people don't get that. What that means is you got to sell. The product has to come in and sell. Sell and resell and resell, and that's when you have a good product. What was it? I think on Black Diamond you had to get 2, if not 3 turns a year to get it considered to be on rotation permanently. And a lot of them didn't. A lot of products didn't. My products didn't get that. I was hoping, but he's like, nope, can't sell your products here. I'm like, but they're good products. He's like, yeah, but my fan base doesn't want them. So, hey, that's something you got to take with a grain of salt. It happens everywhere. Certain things sell certain places, certain things don't sell other places. But, as long as you're out there trying to sell, that's good. So, yeah, I just think this comic book store is a nice comic book store. I saw the potential. Oh, another store I forgot. I saw that closed down in between the 15-mile place we had called War and Pieces. See, that's 10 stores. 10 stores. And War and Pieces closed down. It's been about, maybe 8 years ago. But still, it's like another one of the stores closed down here that started. It's a lot of stores that have such a small area. It's crazy. Michael says a three-turn product in RPGs is an exception, that's the norm. Hey, Jonathan. Well, I mean, is it 3? I don't think 3 is unrealistic, because if you do a 3-turn, and you have, let's estimate, I don't know if this number is even totally right anymore. At one point, we had 2,000 game stores. That means 6,000 units you move through in a year. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. But at the same time, larger corporations, WotC, Paizo, they're the biggest, so of course they get better turns than that. But I think you'd want to get at least, some good turns out of it. Because, once again, the more turns, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more products you make. That's another talk. We'll have that talk somewhere else, Michael. That's another talk for another day. Oh, by the way, since I'm talking to Michael on this one, Michael, when are you going to start doing your podcast? I really enjoyed your podcast. I wish you'd do more of them. I really enjoyed them. See, because of Michael doing podcasts, I do this, because this is how I get out my emotional juices, get me all excited. That's what I do. So I'm hoping Michael will come back and do some more podcasts. I really enjoyed them. I thought they were great. I wish, they were a lot of fun to listen to. I'm hoping he'll do more. Oh, all right. It's 9:33. I'm done. I've got work to do. I got to finish reading some trade paperbacks. So for my research, I've got to do some more work. I got to do some annotation and notes for this. So I'm a busy guy. It's been at 30 minutes. All right. So everybody, I'm going to be leaving, but here's the important thing you need to take from all this. Number 1, tomorrow, 9 o'clock. I know we don't do a Friday show, but 9 o'clock, we are going to have an awesome, awesome show with Jim Zub coming out. I think it was really nice of Jim to come out, and I'm going to be here. We're going to be talking. I'm going to put the link up when we go live, which I think I can send it out to you guys now, because it's still not done, but it's up. We're going to get that together. It's going to be awesome. I think we're going to have an awesome time. I cannot wait to I really cannot wait to interview Jim Zub. I think Jim is one of the most innovative guys in the industry at this time. I think there's a lot of people who would like to find out the information he's giving out. Plus, it's cool, man. Look, and if you're a Paizo fan, this guy wrote all those Paizo comic books. You can talk to the guy writing the comic books. You can find out what's going on through his head, that stuff. And for all the business guys like me, oh my God, Jim has put together some awesome, awesome ideas on retailers and how to work with them and stuff like that. It's going to be a great show. I'm all excited about that. So that's just how tomorrow's going to be. So 9 o'clock. I'll put the link in Facebook here so you'll be able to see it. I'm also going to put it up on our events page. We have an events page. You can search it on Facebook. I'll put the link in here. So I guess I'll put the link in here. Yeah, I guess I will. No, I put it in yesterday, didn't I? Just if you follow my thread, you'll see it in there. I've been talking about it. You'll see the thread. Or just type in Jim Zub event. I'll pop up before the events. You can find it. Click on it. Save the link. We're going to be there talking about stuff. It's going to be great. And as for always, thank you for watching. Do us a favor as always. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to us. We need subscriptions, very important. It helps with our analytics. You have no idea how important it is. I kid you not when I say that. So please, 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 please go over and sign up. It is so important. Like I said, tomorrow will be it's going to be through Google Hangout, but it's also going to be on YouTube, so you can watch right simultaneously. Come by, ask questions. Don't be afraid. We're going to answer some cool stuff. If you have some questions about his books, feel free. We're going to have those too. It's going to be a fun time. Fun time for everybody. Well, at least for you guys. But I'm going to be hard working, pushing buttons and making it all cool. But that's how we're going to do it. So we're not going to do it on our regular Facebook feed. This will be just specifically Google+, a.k.a. YouTube. There you go. All right, everybody. I am tired, and I'm going to go do my stuff, and then I'm going to get out of here and relax. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow, special occasion. Bye-bye.